the craziest thing in like movie history is happening right now, where movies are like going right to digital. So, you've got some big movies that have already left theater like right away.
Yeah.
And now you can watch them on PlayStation or buy them on digital or whatever, which is like unheard of because, usually there is a certain amount of time that a movie has to be in theater.
Yeah.
There's usually actually like a contract. I forget the name of it, but there's an agreement between the theaters and the production companies that the movie has to be in theater for X amount of months before it can hit digital. Now, since movie theaters are shutting down, some movies are going like right to digital, which is good and bad. It's good because it gives people the opportunity to watch movies from their own home. They save a ton of money. You might still pay $25 for a digital at home, but you're not paying, $10, $20 a movie ticket, taking your loved one there and then buying popcorn. It's going to the movies. It's quite literally about a 50, and in some cases, you're taking your family $100 ordeal. Like it's an event. Like you go to a movie, you're spending some money if you want to get the whole experience. So that's great. Movie theaters are just getting fucked right now. Like they're getting dummied. I know that in California, there's been some sort of like $1.2 million stimulus package for movie theaters to help pay for
million or billion?
Just million, which is like nothing, right? But this is just for California.
That covers the popcorn for 3 movie theaters.
Yeah, so a lot of like there's like a movie theater union. People are really like, it's getting to the point where Hollywood might actually have to bail out theaters because profit margins in theaters are already really thin to begin with.
Yeah.
And now that they're going to be out of business for a while, people can't just go and see movies now. They shut down. Who knows what this is going to be for the movie industry? I think things will eventually go back to normal for the movie theaters, but some movie theater chains are just not going to survive. And then also some companies are realizing like, holy shit, we might actually change the way we do things. Maybe we only want movies in theaters for X amount of time, then go right on digital, and we can make more money doing it this way and not paying the theaters this and doing that. So this really could change the way companies do business in Hollywood. And then some people are really scared because they don't want to lose the theaters and I agree, going to the theater is like part of our culture. Like it's I think it's a great thing to have. So I'm hoping that this, can you imagine if this goes on for another
people? I mean, okay. Well, I mean, if everything were to, let's just hypothetically, not a single theater fucking survives this shit. Any company that survives to the other side could go and get a loan to open a fucking theater, and it would be like pressing the restart button. People are gonna want it. It's not, the demand isn't gonna go away. The amount of demand might change, but the demand is not gonna go away. Theaters will still exist. But in that same vein, I've been thinking about this in like some if I had my tinfoil hat, I could put my tinfoil hat on right now, is that when I think about how some countries really delayed how long they took to put this, their plans of action in place for this shit, and I think about who's sitting at the table globally deciding when this kind of information comes out. Because everything is like shut down, and the length of time in a lot of countries that these places are going to be shut down, I think that there are some plays that have happened there at multiple levels, like whether it's like locally, or by locally, let's say state, or provincial, federal, national, and then international plays here where it's like, if we wait this out, companies that have the money to either hold out on it or buy smaller companies up during this time where everyone's losing all their money, There could have been some intentional plays here to get some companies and some people that have a stake in these companies to have a bigger piece of this pie on the other side of everyone in the world coming out of this shit. You know what I mean? So like they intentionally held back the information to make this situation worse, to drag out a little bit, to fuck up the businesses, and bigger companies now get to swoop in. Your Amazons, your Walmarts, your whatever the fuck that have the money. They come in, your fucking Tencents, your Chinese, international investors buying up like hotel chains and fucking movie theaters and grocery chains that close out and get eaten up by bigger companies and shit. That was my tinfoil hat moment I had like last week, and I was like, I swear to God, because there was no reason for some of these events to unfold the way that they did, other than to suck China's micro dick. That's it. Like, even the World Health Organization holding back that shit for ages and ages and ages and not wanting to commit to anything, and then eventually coming out and saying it. The U.S. Knowing and other countries knowing about the shit December 31st of last fucking year and doing nothing until like 2 weeks ago. The dude in I think it was Georgia, which is home to the CDC in the States, the Center for Disease Control, I believe it was there in the States. I think it was the governor or one of the governors of whoever it was came out and said that it was today was the first that he heard that that it was, what was it? That it could be passed that social distancing was like something that people were doing. This whole, I'm not going to go further because I know chat's already getting it. I can see Jeff. I'm not going further.
But I'm just thinking, for movie theaters, you're going down a rabbit hole.
In relation to the movie theater thing, what I think you are going to likely see is the possibility that, like you were saying, the smaller ones are going to get eaten up by the bigger ones that have the money to survive this long haul. And I bet you international companies are going to be swooping in and doing the same thing. The commercial market in general for entertainment and just in general, like whether it's groceries or whatever the fuck, 2022, 2023 is going to be a fucking weird.
Yeah, things are changing. When it comes to this whole thing in the entertainment world, and not even just in the work world, like when this is all said and done, there's going to be a lot of people, like there's going to be a lot of changes in companies on how they can operate. People are going to realize that they can do their job at home. Companies are going to realize they can hire people to do things at home. I think a lot of people are going to like lose jobs even after this is done. I think the way businesses are going to be ran is going to be differently because they've basically been forced to run differently. Some companies are thriving while others are just straight up dying. And I think right now, in terms of like the streaming world, it's put it on steroids. Like all these streaming services, the digital releases, companies are forced to adapt, and more than ever, people are buying memberships. And the longer this goes on, the consumer, it's like they're reprogramming our brains.
We're going to get used to a different.
We're going to get used to a different norm.
Yeah.
And then, because I can tell you right now, I've been enjoying sitting at home, watching movies in my own house.
Yes.
Without having to go out. Like, don't get me wrong, I love me a good theater experience.
There are a lot of movies that I don't need to see
in the theater. You just don't. And if I have the option to watch those non-avatars, those non-inceptions, those non-big Marvel movies, and even some of the big Marvel movies.
Yes.
Some of like the
Ant-Man 3.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna stay at home, and I'd rather buy it digitally.
Yes.
Or stream it. Whatever.
Yeah.
And watch it at home. And that's coming from a guy that loves the movie theater experience. But if I can take my movie theater experience that I was going, 3 times a month, and in some cases 4 times a month in like the summer season, and I'm doing it once, maybe twice a month.
Yeah.
And I can buy the stuff, man, that hurts the market. And we're talking about a diehard like me, everyday people that aren't as crazy about movies and have the free
care
time.
Even less.
They super care less.
Yeah.
You give them an option to buy the shit at home to watch with their family and not spend $100 in movie theater or $50 in movie theater. Dude, the movie theaters are going to take a massive hit.
You know what would be funny, and this will be the experimental time for the companies to really know what it's like. But like Cineplex has an app that is on my Roku where I can basically rent movies that haven't hit streaming services yet.
Yeah.
You know, they're not necessarily theatrical anymore, but they're rentable through the Cineplex app. So, as a theater company having an app like that, they can still earn their revenue. They're not going to make their money hand over fist like they would with food services.
Yeah.
But volume, what's the volume difference going to be with people having the option of a brand new release at home for, let's say, $25?
Mm-hmm.
You get to watch it at home, and that ensures for them that they're getting at least like roughly 2 tickets.
Well, and you can own it. And then you can buy you can rewatch it as many times you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like, you can buy it on digital.
It'd be fun to see how much money they'd make in volume for people wanting to just do that versus people who like how many times do we sit here and say when we're reviewing movies or when you've reviewed movies where you say, just wait for it to hit Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, if you have and that's because you go to the theater, you spend $50. So it's them sitting back and going, well, we don't want to do that because then they won't go to the theater. That's similar. It's a similar argument to the whole like pirating video games thing, where you're assuming that the person was going to go to the theater in the first place.
Yeah,
and they weren't. But if you provide them a $25 option to stream it from home,
now they might actually do it.
Now they're going to spend some money, and you're going to make money where you weren't going to do it before.
You don't have to pay for a babysitter to go see a movie. Like there's, plan going to have a movie night to a lot of people. It's an event, man. It is an expensive one. It's not cheap.
Yeah,
you can do it at your own home, dude. We all have fucking 4K TVs in 2020. For Christ's sake,
most people do. Well, I mean, people are saying like, here's the thing. You can go out and get a 55-inch TV that will look good enough for like $300 fucking right now. You're not spending a fortune on a big ass TV.
Like 10 years ago. Yeah,
you don't need to go and spend $6,000 on an LED, like an OLED fucking monster. You you could go out, wait for a sale. 55-inch TV, $300, boom.
Dude, most people literally have like 3 4K TVs in their house at any given time. I'm not even joking. Like a lot of people do. Like they just got fucking TVs all over the place. So and you're right. You can pause it. You can go. Something happens. Kids going crazy. Pause the movie. Go back. Watch it. You have that freedom.
Yeah.
Which is nice. But I will admit, I love me a theater experience. I don't think that's ever going to change. But if I do have an option, there are quite a bit of movies that I would love to go see that I just am not willing to go out and spend the money, or just I don't feel like making an event out of it that I can just watch at home. I'm doing that from here on out. And the theaters are they're scared right now, man, and rightfully so. And the thing is Hollywood's a little nervous too, because there's a huge business in box office. They got to figure out a way to still tap into that, but then also entice people to watch stuff at home. And just like that Vin Diesel movie that just came out, that shit went out on digital like right away. There's a bunch of movies that just came out. It's crazy where we're going right now.
Here's the thing though, from Hollywood's perspective though, is that Hollywood doesn't need movie theaters. Hollywood just needs streaming companies to exist and sell them the rights to the movies in a similar cost structure that they would in a theater, and they're going to make their fucking money. Like there's no middleman between Hollywood and the theaters. There's no middleman between them going to a streaming company either. The theaters are super fucked. The theaters are the middleman. Because they're stuck between Hollywood going straight to the streaming services and their user base going straight to the streaming services, and them not having a piece of that by having, like, let's say, the Cineplex app to entice people to use their service so that they can get a cut of that money. You know, I think the theaters are really the ones that are power fucked here. Hollywood gonna be fine. Hollywood
would be fine. It still would hurt. Like honestly, you know, when a movie goes in, it can make, you know, $1 billion, $2-3 billion in the box office.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
There's big money there. Like Hollywood definitely,
especially blockbuster films. They're the ones that would hurt the most.
Those are the big ones. Yeah, those are the big ones, and they come accustomed to that. Like, you know, if you're gonna go and make a $250 million, $300 million movie, or in some cases $500 million movie, you're gonna dump another $250,000 in advertisement. You need to make your money. But at the same time, the movie theaters right now, it's not looking good for, and they're already, a ton of movie theaters are already on thin ice, dude. They've already been, even before all this. Now this is coming. Some of them are gonna need bailouts, or you're gonna start to see Hollywood change, just buy them out and then just use the theaters for their and make their own rules. Put what movies they want to put in there, and that's the show. We're going to see what happens. But I think if this continues to go on, which it will, if this goes on for like another 6 months, 9 months, man, I'm very curious to see what 2020 is going to be. 2021 is going to be like for the movie theaters, and what the companies, the publishers, how they distribute their movies. Is it going to be like it was before? Is it going to be a mix of like, okay, only 2 months there, and then you can buy it on digital? Maybe they release them both at the same time, theater and digital. Who knows? But it's crazy. Things could really change.
Oh yeah, well, they're going to. Oh, for sure, they're going to change. It's just to what extent and in which direction do they go?
And you never know. Like, does Disney Plus go, okay, you know what? For our Marvel movies, we're not only gonna now put them in theater, but we're also gonna release them on Disney Plus. You know what I mean? Or maybe there's another subsection to Disney Plus, where now you're paying an extra $5 a month to get all of the theater releases when it comes out on theater, so that you can watch the movies in the comfort of your own home. And now you're paying $5 a month for new releases. And then, or you opt that out, watch them in theater, and then wait for them to hit Disney Plus, and then watch them, 3-4 months down the road. Who knows how it's going to work? I highly doubt Disney would just go, oh yeah, all of our movies are going out right on Disney Plus. There's probably if they do that, you're going to pay in some way, shape, or form
a lot more money to get that.
A lot more. Exactly. It might be cheaper than going to the movie theater, but you're going to be paying it every single month, right?
Yeah, like exactly. Yeah.
Make sure they get you so that you're spending $60 a year.
And Disney's not cranking out a movie a month.
No, they're not. But they are cranking out
if you can stream them, but if you have a Disney Plus account, you get a discount.
Ooh, see?
So that you're not paying monthly for movies that don't come out every month, but you get a discount if you're already a paying subscriber on a monthly basis.
That's actually a really good idea too. So if a movie's going to cost you $24.99 to get on day one at home, maybe
now it costs $12.99.
Exactly. That's actually a pretty cool idea too. And then that's really like only paying the price of one movie ticket, but then you get it for the whole family to watch, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You never know where it can go, man. Like, I think
all I know is right now at the end of this friggin' Gong Show, there's going to be about 4 companies left in existence, and we're going to be in some weird fucking dystopian bullshit where Jeff Bezos and the head of Disney run the world. Pretty much where I feel like we're going with this one.
Yep.
It's either that or somehow governments go, you know what? We can't really have that be a thing. And so they limit just how much power these motherfuckers have, which is unlikely to fucking happen. And then there's a resurgence in local businesses globally, basically, where small business takes off again on the other side of this.
In 2019, bro, Disney at the box office made $13 billion.
Yeah. Yes. That's no merchandise. That's just the box office.
That's just box office.
Yeah, that's just box office. That's nothing else.
Just theater money.
Yeah.
13 billion with a B. Billion. That is fucking
You know
insanity.
Miyagi brought up, I was literally thinking this about 3 minutes ago. Drive-in movie theaters.
Oh, they're already
must be making a killing right now.
It's gone up. I saw somewhere, I was reading it, but it's gone up in the hundreds of percentile.
Yeah.
Since all this shit has happened.
Pay for it with your app. Little fucking QR code scan thing to get in.
Yep, that's
bada
it.
bing, bada boom, no touch. Bring your own food. Fuck it. We'll take the hit on that.
And it's still social distancing.
Yeah, because you're in your car.
Anybody. You're in your own car. You're on your own thing. And that's it. But yeah, drive-in movie theaters are like it has boomed immensely since all this has started. And it's going to continue to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like some of them are going 24/7. They're just running movies. They're doing old classics.
Yeah,
they have different themes. Like they're just running the shit.
Why not?
It's huge money.
This is their time. Right now.
This is their time.
And they have
this is their time.
A long time.
A lot of it. They have a lot of it, bro. Shout outs to those that have kept the drive-in movie theaters going.
Yes.
It's been a dying breed. And now, for all of your hard work, you're being paid handsomely. You're making fucking money hand over fist right now.
That's right.